In class.
He's unresponsive. It's
Yeah, I gotta videotape this.
I work with this guy.
I work with this guy. It's okay.
Okay, so nasal pharyngeals. When do we use them?
We use them when we have someone like
Gag reflex.
Gag reflex.
Okay, what else?
Gag reflex, or if the throat's the mouth been compromised by injury.
If there's oral trauma, you can't, because an OPA is preferred, right?
Yes.
But NPA is your next choice. So if there's oral trauma, go for the nasal cannula. If there's nasal trauma or mid-face trauma, or you suspect skull fracture, you can't use an NPA either, right?
Right. Correct.
So how do we measure an NPA? There's two ways. What are they?
Corner of the nose.
Tip of the nose to where?
Jawline.
To jaw.
To the angle of the jaw. Okay, that'll work. What's the other way?
The other way is
Nose to ear.
is it here to here?
Well, no, see this? These are measured in French, which means by diameter. Okay, which means how round they are, in addition to length. But it's
Pinky
based on-
finger.
Yeah, so God's nose picker is, for the patient, is about the same diameter of what you want to put into their nose, okay? So these are all in sterile packaging. In order to measure this properly, I'd have to take this out, right? So the other thing that I can do is just measure it up against the patient's pinky finger to make sure that I am not exceeding the diameter of his pinky, okay? Now, you took an OPA cleanly? No problems, huh?
No gag.
No gag. Great, and we're going to go ahead and take the right size of an NPA on it.
There it is right there.
That's as big as it gets. Cool. And we've got large nostrils. Okay, so in the NPA kits, for each one of the NPAs that comes in it, there is a water-based lubricant that comes with it. There is always time for lube on an NPA. There's always time for lube on an NPA. All right, so of course you're wearing gloves and everything else because you don't want to damage the sterility of this. But you take out your NPA, you open up your vial of lube. If you don't have these little packets, you get a tube of surgical lubricant. It has to be water-based. It cannot be a petroleum-based lubricant. Okay, petroleum-based is going to clog up the nasal passages. Make sense? Okay, so you lube this up mostly at the base. Oh, somebody grab some paper towels out of the break room there. It's going to get kind of messy, primarily for you. Excellent. Okay, so why do you suppose we want to lube this up primarily at the base? Yeah, the lubricant is going to transverse throughout the sinus the entire length of the NPA that goes in there.
Less chances of nosebleed.
There's that. As long as you keep the sinuses moist, you're not going to have an epistaxis or a nosebleed. Okay, cool. So,
Control your breathing, bro.
oh, I think he's going to be able to take this like a champ.
Yep. That's what she.
Yeah, good choice. Okay, so simply stated, you're going to want to go into the right nostril. These are designed to go into the right nostril. You have the opening toward the septum. Okay, once it passes the septum, the nasal passage opens up, right? You have one passage that splits into two. So this is going to go in. You want to, depending on the patient, simple rule of thumb to do this for every patient, go ahead and take the tip of the nose and pull it up. Okay, that expands the nostril. Okay, so you've got more room to go in there. It's not going in your mouth, it's going in your nose. All right, so here we go. So you're going to go in, you're going to need some resistance. A lot of resistance here. Just don't follow your sinus here.
The lasso fluid.
There we go.
Oh, there it goes.
Keep swallowing. Just keep swallowing. Keep swallowing. Keep swallowing. Keep swallowing. Keep swallowing. Keep swallowing. And you're set.
Oh my god.
That's the way that it should end up. There's some different styles of these, but that's pretty much where you want to go with it, okay? The flange needs to rest at the tip of the nostril. Now you've got your airway adjunct in the nose. Okay? Kind of make sense? It's not difficult to do. It really doesn't hurt all that much, but it is rather uncomfortable for this guy right now. That's why I'm going to continue to talk and make it. So when it comes time to pull it out, if he becomes responsive, He may, if the patient becomes responsive, they may still be able to tolerate it in there. If it was too long, it's going to be tickling basically the back of their throat and the side of their skull. Okay, so it can be dramatically uncomfortable, if not painful for you. Okay, and as far as bringing it out, you just pull it straight out. You ready?
Hard fast.
Boy, you crazy.
Feels like a sinus wash.
Yeah, tomorrow you are going to breathe great after you get all that shit out of your nose. Okay.